I've never been here before. The first time I was in, I think it's in Jet, Belgium, right? Yeah. People are great, people are great, having a great time here. Before we like to do a Q&A, I just want to just briefly tell you that I'm still making movies. I have Scorpion King 4 coming out. That'll be out in January, and I just finished doing a comedy with Warner Brothers. And when I did the TV series, The Incredible Hulk, I've done like 90 episodes. And I also do the voice for the Hulk of the Adventure. So everybody always asks me how long the makeup takes. Makeup took like 4 hours to put on. And I would have to do that makeup like 12 to 15 hours a day. So I'd be the first one on the set and the last one to leave because of the makeup. It took like an hour and a half to take off. And one morning, I never forget, one time I was so hungry, 4:30 in the morning. They were putting the makeup on, and then I said I wanted a 12-egg omelet. I'm really hungry, and I take breakfast. So the driver picked me the omelet, and it's kind of hot. So I said, leave it outside on the step, by the motorhome. So 10 minutes later, I look outside, and there's no more omelet. And I just realized that the coyote ate my breakfast. Like I also makeup on, you can really see why I was pissed at the home. It was one of those two things that happened. So there's so many stories that happened because over the episode, they had many different actors that came to visit me. Like for example, one time I had Cary Grant. He came to the motorhome and knocked on the door, and I couldn't speak. I was so excited. So I have a lot of memories, but I've done also 3 TV series throughout my life. I've done over 40 films. And 10 years ago, I became a certified deputy sheriff in LA because I've been a police officer now for 10 years because I enjoy giving back. So I'll just give you a brief idea of what I've been going through and what my life is like. So if you get any questions, just raise your hand, but let's not have fun because I don't want to talk for 20 minutes and basically I'm here to have a good time with you guys. So just raise your hand if you have any questions about training, about diet, about fitness, about bodybuilding, about the Hulk, about Belgium.
Or maybe we could start with a question, if you don't mind my asking. You were Mr. Universe twice in a row at a very young age, but you went back into bodybuilding at the age of 43. You made a bodybuilding comeback.
Yeah, because when I competed, I won the Mr. Universe. As a matter of fact, my first competition was in Geneva, Switzerland. I won the Mr. Universe. I retired when I did pumping iron with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I came back 17 years later. And I was 325 pounds and 2% body fat. It's the record that no one's ever set. The first time to set this record. And I competed in my 40s and I retired again when I was 45. So I have a long history of being the bodybuilding champion, fun. And I must tell you, it's very important to exercise, especially for yourself, because you want to connect the mind with the body, because especially today, age is not a factor, it's all how you feel about yourself. That's why I've been very disciplined my whole life to be successful, because when I was a kid, when I was young, I had to survive. I had two handicaps to overcome. I had the hearing issue and I had difficulty speaking. People could not understand what I was saying. So I had to work on that speech factor. As a kid, I was like a real life Walter Mitty. I was fantasize being the Hulk. I used to be Superman, all comic books, because I was fascinated with power. I wanted to be powerful and strong because I was bullied my whole life. And that changed my whole life. I got involved, I read different comic books, I learned about bodybuilding, fitness. That changed my life, and then it was like the path for me to survive, because if I didn't have bodybuilding, I don't think I'd be sitting here right now. I'd be doing some bad things in my life. So fortunately, it changed the course of my life.
Yeah, hi. I just saw the last Expendables movie with all the old guys. You weren't in it, which is a shame, I think. But they got really old. Stallone got old, Schwarzenegger got old, but you still look fantastic. What's your secret? Why haven't you aged?
I look in the mirror every day and I say I do not want to age. You see, I'm very consistent with myself. I exercise 5 to 6 days a week. I work out. I sleep good and I eat good food. And I don't overdose in anything like I don't eat much dry food. I don't drink like other people. I basically keep a good balanced diet and a good attitude about life. And I've got good genes because my grandparents come from Amalfi, Italy. So I've got good genes in my family. I enjoy taking care of myself because I always want to be the best I can be. See, I enjoy every day and be the best I can be, because tomorrow is is not here and yesterday's gone. Don't about enjoying the moment every day. But like I said before, if you exercise like 3 or 4 times a week, do something. It's better than doing nothing. That's so important because all we have is this body. We only have one life. Like I'm 62, my life is more than half over. I'm not going to sit wait till I'm 85, 90, look back and say, I should have. I want to take action and do the things that I want to do. And my attitude is that everybody is handicapped one way or another, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, but it's all about maximizing what you have. Like I've learned to maximize what I have, be the best I can be because I enjoy taking risks. Because we're in the environment today, we hear so much negativity. And it's all about being the best and maximizing your personal power. If you have that, you're rich. Everything else is secondary.
I'm John from Amsterdam. I'm impressed by your license, especially your age. It's incredible. Yes. Again, I'm impressed, but I was also impressed by your part in King of Queens. I found it so unbelievable that a character like you, a big guy, was in a comedy, a very funny comedy. Why did you take part? How did you get over there?
You mean the confidence? The question is he's talking about how I got the...
How you got the part in King and Queens?
Okay, I did a movie called The Godson with Rodney Dangerfield and Dom DeLuise. So the producers, one night, they happened to see me on TV, it was like a feature film, and they saw my performance, they invited me to be on King and Queen for one episode. So they decided to make me the neighbor because they liked what I did for like being, doing comedy. So they offered me the role of me playing myself. I said, sure, why not? Because every day I go through the everyday life, you know, like King and Queen, people say there's the whole place next door. So then it became a recurring role. The beauty about King and Queen, I like it, but when you do comedy, comedy's hard because you're in front of a live audience and you can't do like 7, 10 takes. And it's great because you get instant gratification. But the cast I work with, like Kevin, James, Leah, Redley, they're wonderful, they're delicious to work with. And then after that, I did a movie called I Love Your Man. That was a very funny movie. But I enjoy doing comedy because I do drama, I do comedy, I enjoy making people laugh. And that just happened to fall on my lap. So that's part of my career.
Hi sir, good to have you here. I was hoping you could talk a little bit about the rivalry, or maybe the so-called rivalry between you and Arnold Schwarzenegger in the days of Pumping Iron.
Okay. Well, Arnold is a great competitor, also was my idol growing up. And I really commend him what he achieved in his life because he comes from Austria. And people made fun of him saying that he's German, he's Austrian, and he got an accent. And he broke down a lot of barriers to become very successful. And he went into politics, I went into law enforcement. But we both had similar fathers. Our father was like captains in the police department. He had a very stern upbringing father. And we're very much alike in a lot of ways, but he was the first man to break the barrier for the tall bodybuilder to be successful. Because back then, before I competed, everybody like 5'6", 5'7", 5'8". So that was changed a lot because we brought bodybuilding into the mainstream and also do a film. That's why still today, Arnold and I are still the two most popular when it comes to bodybuilding fitness. But we had a good rivalry because I wanted to defeat him. He's 5 years older than me, but he forced me to break the barriers myself because I wanted to be like him, to be successful. Because if he wasn't around, I wouldn't go on as far as I've gone now because of successful bodybuilding. But it's funny how you learn from that. And I see it from time to time. And that's why I love himself, so I learn from him. Anybody back there? I can't believe how quiet it is.
I told you they were timid.
Which of your films was your favourite film in, and why?
Well, one of my favorite films, I did a movie called Cage. I played a soldier in Vietnam that was shot in the head and he became mentally deficient. And they used him as a human cockfighter in a cage for money. I spent time, I went to a place there where they have brain trauma victims. I learned to study the behavior. I like playing different characters, so that was a challenge to me because I had to play like a simple kind of childlike personality. Also, about a year ago, I did play an episode on Star Trek Continued, the best web series on computer called Star Trek Continued, the continuation of the original Star Trek. I enjoyed doing that because I've always been a fan of the original Star Trek, but the character, I have to be made up in like 5 hours of makeup. And I like playing the good and the evil, show the evil side of me, because it was just a challenge to me. So those are two basic, I would say, my favorite characters to play, because I like to play against type. And nobody would expect me playing the character, because everybody's so used to seeing me, playing the Hulk, playing different characters. But now I'm making these different transitions.
Hello, I also have a question. I've read that you were a coach of Michael Jackson. What was he like?
What was the question?
That you were the coach of Michael Jackson, trainer?
Yeah, I trained Michael Jackson for 20 years. I was close friends with him. We kept it a secret because they wanted his privacy. Michael was a super nice guy. And that guy couldn't go anywhere. I mean, he's more famous than Mickey Mouse. And when he came to my house, he would come to my house like 10 o'clock at night, so I had to close the gate, put the lights down, because I didn't want the neighborhood to know that Jackson came to my house. But we had a great relationship together, training him, because I admired his passion for music, and he admired my passion for bodybuilding fitness. So we collaborated because we never really had a great childhood. And it was a great experience because he was a good guy and it wasn't at the time to go. I mean, he died at the age of 50. And it just broke my heart because he was a close friend of mine.
You've played the Hulk a few times, right? Which has been your favourite Bruce Banner to work with?
You mean the Hulk series? I did an episode called King of the Beach, where I played myself with the Hulk. That was the highest rated show, and I was changed the first time I played myself being an actor. So I had to go in and out of the makeup. It was about my character, the name was Carl Molino, training for a bodybuilding competition. And then the Hulk got involved. That was my favorite episode. And the other one I would say was the pilot of the Hulk. That was my all-time favorite because I just showed you how the Hulk was born. And you see where he came from. And how David Banner. Did you know that David Banner back then, they never changed the name from Bruce to David Banner because Bruce they felt sounded gayish? I know, but now we're back to Bruce Banner. Now we're back to the purple spandex pants, which is good.
You obviously still work out a hell of a lot, but do you see yourself doing that until the end of your days?
What was that question?
Do you see yourself working out until the end of your days, until you just can't do it anymore?
I feel that if I ever die, I would be in the gym. I just enjoy bodybuilding, I enjoy training. Don't get me wrong. There's some days I don't want to go to the gym. But I enjoy it because my whole life it makes me feel good about myself. That's why today is so popular with the women. Now, I'm promoting my first big bodybuilding contest at the end of November. It's going to be in Santa Barbara. Because now we have the men's figure, the women's figure, and the bikini, and the bodybuilding. Because now it's great to see women compete, and the men's fitness guys come out with short. You don't have to pose or flex or stand there. So that's the beauty of it, because at this time period now, there's so much emphasis now on the body, because back in the 40s and 50s, at the age of 30, most of the guys just gave up because they just let themselves go. But it's so important with your body what you have, because you only have, like I said, you only have one body to take care of yourself. I mean, you have your mind, you have to take care of your body yourself. I don't care what shape you're in. If you're out of shape, it doesn't matter. It's all about taking best care of yourself. That's so important because, that's what it talks about longevity. Like if I have one arm, if I have one leg, it doesn't matter. As long as I feel good about myself. And the beauty about today, there's always something you can do. Some kind of exercise, like swimming. If the machines, you don't have to be doing squats and bench press. There's always something to do to keep yourself active. And that made me very disciplined and motivated by my life. Because when you feel good about yourself and motivated, it affects everything else. Follows like relationship, follows like with children, your environment, your job situation.
There was a remake of The Hulk in 2003, And you have a cameo in there as a bouncer or something like that? Or security guard in the remake of the Hulk?
You mean had a cameo in the movie?
Yeah, exactly. How did that come about?
It was great because I was disappointed because they did not use my body for motion capture. I believe use a own body, but you know, the first one was too cartoonish. But I was happy to have a cameo of Stan Lee. Now the Hulk improved tremendously. Since the last adventure, the Hulk is believable. And what's interesting, because of the last adventure, the Hulk stays in dead. He was the star in the movies, and now they're going to make a solo Hulk movie about I would say 1 or 2 years from now, because the Hulk is still the biggest franchise. But the look of it is magnificent. And I've read recently, I think this morning, that the new Avengers is even better. Because you can't fool the public. And I think the original TV series never going to the Hulk today never going to compare to the original TV series when I played, because we're talking about the human Hulk, the vulnerability, the sensitivity, that powerful. It's like an icon, like the original Star Trek, like the Twilight Zone. It still holds on today. And the beauty about the whole series, I thought, was the wonderful message. It had nothing to do with drugs, sex, or violence. That's what made the show beautiful. And I'm very happy today that the superheroes now dominate the box office. Because when I began the Hulk back in 1976, 77, I was so happy it got picked up as a series, because back then you only had channel 2, 4, and 7. You didn't have all the cable shows like today. So when it finally premiered on television, it was the first time a Marvel character like the Hulk, superhero that was taken on, became successful, and that opened the door for everything else today.
Any more questions?
1 or 2 more.
How do you feel about Mark Ruffalo playing that?
I think Mark is a great actor, and I think they should stay with Mark Ruffalo, because we had Eric Bana, then we had Edward Norton and Mark Ruffalo. I think he's perfect for the Hulk, and I think he'll stay with the character like playing Bruce Banner, because they keep changing to lose momentum. But Ruffalo is a wonderful actor, and he brings a lot of sensitivity to the Hulk. And especially today, you have to be very versatile, because there's so much plot with the story. I'm very excited the new adventure that James Spader is playing, I think, Ultron. And I think it's going to be phenomenal, because we're going to have a hell of a cast. And of course, I hope we get to start the movie. All right, one more question.
Who wants the final question? The lady.
Which Bruce or Dave Banner was your favourite? So, as an actor, which actor do you think really captured the character the best, let's say?
What was the question, the best?
Who is the best Bruce or David Banner that you've seen so far?
You know, it's tough. I have to say Bill Bixby. You have the current actors like Eric Bana, Ruffalo, but Bill, you know, back in the series, Bill made the Hulk with me, my alter ego. And I think Ruffalo is very close to that. But I would say Bill hands down, because he's my favorite, because he was my mentor. And he just the way he acted, when you see the eyes turn white, you knew he was going to become the Hulk. They just cast it beautifully. Anyway, thank you all for coming. Remember my advice, be nice, be safe, take care of yourself, and love yourself. Thank you.